Hello there, hello there, hello there. Are we back again? Let me try and catch up with what's been said. Those are the supposed to be working. Yep, it doesn't. Good evening, John. How are you, sir? It would be cool if there was a remake with Amiga with Ethernet and USB. Well, the Amiga standalone by the Vampire guys will probably have Ethernet. Not sure whether they'll USB, but it might have. If you've got Ethernet, why do you need USB? Welcome back. Hello, sir. Hot John. It is hot, John. It's ridiculous. It's God only knows what temperature it is now. Too bloody hot. Yeah, the remake, the standalone version of the Vampire should sort out quite a few of the legacy problems that the Amiga has. Although having said that, if you have a big box, FPGA arcade dartboard will have that. Yep. Nice and warm. Nice and warm. It's bloody scorching. Bloody weather. New cheap hardware would be nice. Well, you have a couple of options. There's the Vampire stuff, which is continuing to be developed and is coming along, slow but sure. You have the Amiga OS 4.1 stuff from Trevor Dickinson, which there should be a new A12 something, 1222 or something, whatever it's called, the PowerPC, which will run OS 4. Are they still planning for a 4K version? As far as I know, they are, yes. But that'll be, I would imagine that'll be after the A1200 version gets made. Apparently they're developing the 1200 now. They've got some edge connectors, or they've managed to source some edge connectors, so who knows. Don't you think PowerPC is a dead end though? Yes, to be honest. Well, yes and no. The Amiga's been dead for 20 years and we're still using it, aren't we? Where's the life cycle in 68K? There isn't any. At least the PowerPC is still being used in automation, in cars and in aircraft, military uses. I think better with Vampire and ARM. Well, you could have a full-scale argument and debate about which way the OS 4 should go, or the Vampire should go. I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, the best option for everybody would be to bolt an Intel CPU on it, wouldn't it? But that would mean having to recompile all the software, reprogram all the software, nothing would work. The operating system wouldn't work, it'd have to run on emulators. So it's a bit of a minefield. If new Amiga hardware should become ARM, it's because it's cheap. It is cheap. Yep. Yes, it is. I would imagine the Vampire boys will keep on with the 68K and they will develop a standalone board with a bigger FPGA chip, and they will hit some dizzy speeds of 68K, whether that's 3, 4, 500 megahertz or whatever it is, 68060 type emulation, or not emulation but FPGA speeds, and I would think they'll just keep going. As long as they make FPGA chips, it's endless what they can do, isn't it? It all comes down to cost. And if they keep on going at the way they're going, it will be rivaling PowerPC in a few years, possibly. Anyway, part of the nonsense I was doing yesterday when I popped up here briefly in the sweltering heat. I've cured the colour problem. It was the RGB cable, which I've been using for years and years, and has never once proved a problem. Now it seems to be showing red, so I don't know. Isn't there, Dev, a new Amiga operating system then? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean? Their work is awesome. Their work is indeed awesome. The problem with the Amiga community is there's too much bitterness and infighting for my liking. The PowerPC people don't seem to get along with the 68K people. For some people, it seems to be the A500 you don't need to go any better than that. What do you need a better machine than that for? I find it all very odd. AOS 4.1, is that final? OS 4.1 isn't final. There will be, as far as I'm aware, an OS 4.2, which will be a complete rewrite for multi-processor PowerPC CPUs, which they're working on now. I think 4.1 will be the final single core operating system. I could be completely wrong, but that is what I'm led to believe. I think the Apollo team are trying to do AROS. Yes, they are. They've already said that Amiga 3.1 is a dead end, and they want to move the Vampire to AROS, which I'm not sure I'm too happy with that, to be honest. But anyway, who am I? What do I know? Oh, well, it's still bollocked up. Well, bugger me, so to speak. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Perhaps my card's playing up. My converter. That's even worse than it was before. Quit. Are you sure you want to quit? Yes. Save. No, not save. Well, you know something. Yeah. Well, I don't know how to get my Amiga to generate a good picture. That's what I don't know. It must be the converter box that's playing up. So I won't be showing you that. Mind you, you're not missing anything anyway. I've been playing about with Red Pill, the games maker. I was doing some a very quick bit of editing with the graphics last night, and playing about with some levels. That was it. I was going to do some more tonight, but I can't if the converter's playing up. The converter that's being streamed to you guys is the converter that shows the picture on my LCD screen. So if you can't see it, I can't see it. But that's not a problem. It doesn't matter. It's too hot in here anyway. It's ridiculous. Come on, redraw. Oh, this is Beats of Rage, by the way. If it ever opens. This is what I was trying. Still better than Atari. Yeah, okay. Read me text. Requirements. Yeah. Okay. Please provide either a pack on extracted path and place it in packs. Okay, so basically in Beats of Rage, what you're supposed to do is copy your files into there. But I'll move that out, and I'll move that out. So it's just got Street Fighter in. And we'll try that. I'm not sure if this uses RTG or not. I think it does. What do you mean done? What is? No file. Alright, okay. So it can't load anything. Right, okay, fair enough. So I'll put that back in there. I'll take that out of there. We'll see what that does. But what it does usually is just reboot my system. Like that. So either it's not unpacked correctly or there's some issue somewhere, I don't know. But that's perhaps a weekend job when I have a little more time. I'll spend a little time on this and try to get it working. I'll probably throw my converter box in the dustbin and order a new one. I might have one somewhere actually. Might have another. Yeah, but Beats of Rage, I can't show you Beats of Rage, unfortunately, because it doesn't like working, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. What else did I copy over? Oh, I think that was it. I think I've played everything. Oh yeah, Bridge Strike, okay, yeah. Maybe just a config issue. Has some YouTube videos from Pedro Costa. Alright, okay. Oh, someone's got it working then, have they? Okay. I'll have a little look. I'll probably look tomorrow. And find out what's going on. Perhaps it is just a config issue. But I need to work out what's going on with my RGB as well. Oh. Never mind, eh? Don't you have Interceptor? Cool Fight Slim. I do have Interceptor, yes. But if I run it, it will boot into RGB mode. And the colours are all screwy at the moment. They weren't yesterday, but they are today. Don't know why. Could be the power pack. In fact, it could well be the power pack. If I unplug it, what will happen? If I unplug it, we'll lose... What will we lose? Oh, I haven't got one anyway. Well, I have got one. I tell a lie. In fact, I might be looking at one. What does this do? This is a... that's a ZX Spectrum power pack. I think. Does it? I think it is. Oof, it's too warm. It's just too warm here, guys. Ridiculous. In fact, who was loading Genetic Species? Oof, God, how do you start it? Probably like that. You're not going to start in Edge A, are you? Oh no, okay, good boy. Which one's which? What do we need? Me on Archive 13. Okay. Let's try it. What's this normal resolution? 800 by 600. That'll do. 256 colours chunky. Okay. Ooh. Don't know what that means. Go. Ah. Well, that's not very helpful, is it? Disconnect. The smallest screen in the world. Alright. Have we got 320 by... Oh, we have. Okay. Not sure what that'll do. What will that do? Ah, okay, there we go. Never knew you Brits would complain about the sun. Do you know what? I don't. I don't complain about the sun. I don't mind at all. But today I've been working, as I have all week, and it's just too bloody warm. How do you work this bloody thing? Ooh. It's better than rain. It is. Well, yeah. Do you know, I've got no problem with sun and heat. It's not a problem. I don't like it when I'm at work and I'm working. I've worked for 12 hours today. And I'm absolutely shattered, to be honest. The heat absolutely kills me. It's been like it all week. But tomorrow they say it's going to chill, cool down a bit. And it'll be a little bit rainy. What the hell's the fire button on this thing? Has it got one? Oop. Is it one of my buttons that's playing up? Ooh, oh, I never knew it had a map. Is the fire button a secret? Ooh, there's a fan. My #1 fan. You have to have AC in your room. Yeah, well, the thing is, we only have sunshine for between 3 and 5 days a year, so we don't usually bother with air conditioning. But if for any strange reason we do get a bit of sun and heat, ambrosia. What does that say? Feed of the gods. Ambrosia. They make rice pudding. Hey, what's going on here? Do I see some scan lines? Well, you could, or that could just be a bad picture. It does look like it's got scan lines. In fact, I would say that's possibly the best picture of genetic species I've seen. Look at that, ground shading. Be even better if I knew what the fire button. What's the fire button? Oh balls! I've pressed escape. Let me do it again. Yeah. Yeah. Go. In fact, save. Okay. Settings. Okay. Player control. Yes, please. Oh. Left, right. Okay. Fire. Fire is right shift. Oh no, I want it to be right shift. Let's have it as... don't know. M. For no other reason than I like M. I don't care about anything else. Get on with it. Use. Disconnect. Hey, what's going? Well, you can get them cheap then. Oh, air conditioning. Is this WinUAE? How very dare you, sir? Ooh. No, this is not WinUAE. I don't, as a rule, I try not to use emulation that much. Unless it's running on an Amiga system, and then I will use emulation. No, it's running on a Vampire. Look, will you... Wait, will you stay still when I'm shooting at you? Gotcha. Did I? Oh, I did. That's something. Yes, sir. Vampire V2. Yes. Do I pick that up? Do I eat it? Do I shoot it? Do I take it home with me? What do I do with it? I don't know. I don't know how to play this game. Ambrosia feed. Is that a clue that I have to do something there? Do shoot these things. I was thinking some scanline emulation because it looked like you had scan. It does look like there are scan lines, I must admit, but there aren't. Are there on that screen? It goes in your bum. What does? What goes in your bum? Things come out of mine, they don't go in very often. How'd you work that? Ah. Don't know what that does. This is yet another game that you'd be surprised to hear. Wait, hey, where are you going? Oh, there's a door. Oh, I didn't know that. Are you a goodie or a baddie? Hello? Are you, why is there no audio? What's happening now? We're queuing for some sort of, what's this? What are we queuing for? Are you a baddie? Can I, look, I'm going to have to shoot you because you're in the way. I do apologise. Kill them all, yep, done it. I've killed and rated them. What's that? Ooh. Well, that's back where I was, isn't it? What's going on here? Ooh. Car park. That's something. I think the AI is a little stupid. While they could well be intimidated by my superb gameplay, that could be what's scaring the AI. Alright, boys? Busy? Up to much tonight? What's going on? Where's it at with the, blue chicks? What's going on? Don't know? Quiet? Okay. By the way, I'm from Norway. I have a quite nice Amiga collection. Been watching your videos for quite a while. Alright, okay. Well, that's very nice of you, Matt. I hope you like my dodgy videos. Some of them are, most of them are not very good. I know. Look, you're in my way now. I'm sorry, I've had enough of you. I do try to make them interesting, but it's difficult. Says the Pong champion. Indeed, I am the Pong champion. The king of Pong. And whatever Glenson says about my game playing skills, ignore him. It's jealous. Envy, that's what that is. I don't know what I'm doing. Where am I going? What am I oh, I've got a map, haven't I? Where was the map? Ah, ooh, ah. I thought I was going to be doing some level design tonight, but clearly... Ooh, there's something. Bit of blue carpeting there, lovely. Ooh, there's something. Door. This is just the demo, so... What's that? Ooh. Well, he has not that nice Amiga of yours. What is your favourite? Well, nice Amiga? Ooh. Don't know. What is your favourite RTG game? What's my favourite RTG game? Oh god, that's a tough question. On the classic Amigas, probably I don't know. I'll reserve that answer if you don't mind. Alien Breed 3D. Yeah. There are quite a few. There are still a few RTG games that I have to get running. So I'll reserve a judgment until I get them going, or give up. But there's things like yeah, I was never that bothered about Gloom, to be honest. There's things like Foundation's Edge and Napalm and various other things that I've either had running very infrequently or never, for whatever reason. So a ladder, really? Why would there be a ladder there? So yeah, so I'll withhold my answer if you don't mind. Ooh, there's... Oh, I have something. I have a water pistol. Yeah, Gloom. I was a little bit disappointed when I first saw Gloom. It had very high pixelization. And it ran slowly. I can't remember where I saw it on. It must have been on my friend's A1200 because I didn't have an A1200. That must be a door. It is. There's no badges in this game. There's a lever. Ooh. Do the drums explode? I really couldn't tell you. I don't know. Let's go find out. Ooh. Hello chaps. What's going on? What's what's happening? Not a lot to say, okay. Kaboomshka. Alright, okay. I'll tell you what, I'll just shoot you all if you don't mind. Ooh. Reactor maintenance. Warning, strong radiation suits required. Oh, not just one. Well, if you with graphic card, it is a better game. Yeah. Yes, it runs much better with RTG. Ooh. Ah. Well, what's that? Are you buddies? Ooh, eggs. Ooh, alien eggs. Bum ba ba. Is it? Ooh. Ah. Ooh, there's somebody. Is that a door? A door? A door? Don't seem to open. Yes, you can play this in AGA. I have played this in AGA very briefly. It's not a pleasant experience, to be honest. It's a little bit... I don't know. See, if I'd made this game, well, if I had the skill, I'd have those eggs wriggle about a bit and something pop out of them like Alien. That'd be cool. Is that... that looks like a picture of a face to me, does it you? Oh yeah, map, okay. Oh, there's a door, is it? What's that? Get out of my way. Oh, nothing. So if we go this way... Oh, there's a door. This all looks very familiar. I don't know. But we're going back to the beginning. Well, the Amiga is not an FPS machine, it's more like a platform. Yes, absolutely, yeah. The Amiga was never made for PC type FPS games. It never had chunky graphics, it was all sprite based. I've already done that, haven't I? Yeah, it was all sprite based. That's why Gloom had such trouble. And, well, any FPS type game on the Amiga, it just wasn't designed for it. If you think the Amiga was designed in whatever it was, 1984, who could have imagined where PC games would have gone 10 years later, or computer games would have gone 10 years later? You couldn't. You'd have to be a mind reader. It's just that the PC, obviously, you could take the graphic card out and swap it for another one. Which they should have done with the Amiga. Well, we've been here before. Ooh! 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 Are these got nasty creatures in them? My strongest Amiga is my 1200 with an ACA 1233 and an Indivision. Yeah, I had the same machine. Well, probably 3 years ago. Ooh. Yeah, my 1200 was the machine I used more than any other, with a 1260 in it. I used to play lots of demos and things, all kinds of stuff. It was I loved it. I loved the AGA. As soon as the Vampire manages to get AGA and sound through HDMI, which the Gold 3 will hopefully provide, it will be pretty damn fantastic, in my humble opinion. Right, I'm going to shoot all the eggs. For no other reason than I can. Where the hell am I going? There's only one way in and one way out. What's that? That's a door. I bet that's a door. Can't open it though. The 500 is the one... Oh, hang on. Well, we can only blame Commodore. Well, yeah. Lots of Commodore gets blamed for lots of things, and a lot of it, yes, they're guilty of. But let's face it, the PC industry really didn't start to evolve rapidly until, let's say, the early 90s. I mean, nothing much happened in the 80s, did it? We had the 8086, the 286, 386. We were still using 286s and 386s in 1990. And they were nothing. The Amiga walked all over them. So I can almost understand how Commodore thought that they didn't have to evolve the Amiga very much, because it was already much faster than everything else. Unfortunately, by the time VGA and the 486s came along, even the 386s, or the fast 386s, the Amiga was starting to look a little bit long in the tooth. And then of course you had Wolfenstein 3D and Doom. And in actual fact, it's probably Doom that caused the Amiga more problems than anything else. Ooh, I have a thingamabob. What do they call it? Gatling gun. Right, let's shoot some barrels. Yeah. Come get some. Cool. Do I need to be red or green? I don't know. Ooh. What do you do? Don't know. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Commodore. I mean, if you go back and look at Apple, the situation that Apple were in at that time, Apple didn't have much idea either. It was just that they had more money in the bank to invest in new hardware that Commodore simply didn't have. They were selling machines for a pretty reasonable rate, whereas Apple was selling theirs with a massive markup, and they obviously had a lot more money in the bank. But Commodore was run in such a poor fashion that, gosh, it's embarrassing really. Perhaps they should all be green. It would be logical that they're green, wouldn't it? Green, green means go. Well, this is the longest I've ever played Genetic Species. Still haven't. Oh, really? The phone's busy. Still haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Yeah, how good would it be to go back in time and talk to these people? Although I'm sure they wouldn't listen to you. Ooh, not been this way before. That's a human. There's too much scenery in these here rooms. There's no beds or lockers or anything. Oh, that's why I came, isn't it? Let's go that way. Ah, blue again. I don't know what the premise of this game is. I ain't got a clue. Yeah, that's true. Well, the history about not to listen to customers and companies die. Look, for example, at Nokia, one of the biggest mobile companies, and they didn't believe in smartphones and that Apple release. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, the early era of computers, especially the home micros and the PC, the only correlation in modern times that we have now is probably the smartphone. Whereas a leader came forward and just destroyed the whole market, and that's pretty much what the PC did back in the day. For me, the Commodore had its magic over back in the day. Well, to me as a kid, when I looked at computers, well, I used to look at magazines, as I'm sure you guys did, There was no internet. There was very little computers on TV. But to me, computers were science fiction programs and films and TV shows. So whenever anyone mentioned a computer, it was almost magical. It could do anything from start World War III to pilot a spaceship. So I was always fascinated by these computer things. And then when the early micros came along, you had things like Sinclair in Europe, in the UK, Amstrad, Schneider, Acorn, all the rest of them, whatever, MSX, whatever the hell they were. And they were wonderful machines, but the one that stood out above and beyond everybody else's machines, to me, was Commodore. They seemed to be the computer company who knew what they were doing, what people wanted, provided the best hardware, the best sound, the best games. As I was a kid, so I was always interested in was games. And they could do no wrong, from the early VIC-20 to the Commodore 64. And then the Amiga. I mean, what a fantastic run of machines. How could it possibly go wrong? And it did, which is it still amazes me to this day how they can make such balls of it. But there you go. What happens when you don't understand the market? I'm back in the same room I was before. How do I get into the top corner there? I've probably been in there. Anyway, I'm bored with this. So yeah, whatever I was saying, some rambling nonsense. It's a shame. But as for the best RTG games, you've got to be looking at Napalm, Payback, is it? The GTA thing? Use the map. Don't be ridiculous. That's like, use the instructions. How dare you say such a thing? Matt, what does Matt say? Commodore Amiga has the personality for me, and even today the music in Amiga games kicks ass. It has a special sound. It does. The Amiga has a unique sound, very much like the Commodore 64 did with the SID chip. I mean, the SID chip, the way that it filtered the noise, it had the filter hiss, and the way it played notes was very special. And Paul is exactly the same in the Amiga. A clearer sound, obviously, but it has a very unique sound, very unlike the chip tunes from most other machines. Well, any other machines, probably. If you compare it to the AY chip, or even the Sound Blaster, or a MIDI, or anything else, it's completely different. And it is very unique. I used to love the Amiga sound. I used to play demos and game intros all the time. The game intros are better than the games most of the time. Look, Glenson, don't like your attitude. Use the map. It's only a demo anyway. I think that's why the guards don't work. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's all kinds of bits missing from this particular game. Yeah, go this way. Get off. This way. Open sesame. There you go. In there, through there, along there, through there. So if I turn... no, go back. If I go in there, there's all kinds of... what's those little dot things? Oh, the posts. Okay. Oh, it has got beds. See, that's 3D for you. Use the map. They're just scared. Yeah, the guards have all run away because they're frightened. Have I been in here before? Oh, I don't remember. Yeah. What is the possible significance of that then? It's like the place where Crichton keeps his head in Red Dwarf. Spareheads. What does that do? Anyway, as for FPS, this is probably the best Amiga FPS there is, isn't it? Ooh. Let's go. I've been that way. That's a dead end. Does the fire get you? No, the fire don't get you. Did we go down? Which way is down? That way's down. Oh yeah, no, yeah, been that way. Up. Don't hit the wall. No, don't go that way, stupid. Go. Nope. That way. Oop. Being this way. Being that. Ooh, there's a door. Ooh, there's a door. Let's go this way first, because that's got nothing in it. Yeah, been there before. What's in there? Anything? Ooh, hey, something. Hello. Do you speak English? Can I eat you? Can I shoot you? Who knows? It was extremely hot here in the north of Norway last week. Yeah, it's scorching in the UK. But they forecast cooler, rainier weather tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. Well, you do have the marathon. I think it was called. Yeah, marathon was on the Mac, wasn't it? But on the Amiga there were quite a few. In fact, I might do a video on all of the 3D games on the Amiga, starting from whatever the first ones were up to the Doom. That might be quite interesting to look at the evolution of them. Well, I can't say up to Doom, can I? Up to the release of the Doom ports, I suppose, because Doom was 94, wasn't it? And I think Gloom was after that, and so was Alien Breed 3D. Yeah, but it worked better there. Well, the thing is, oh, Death Mask, yep, that's a tile-based one, isn't it? You move in right angles rather than tiles, right angles. But it worked on a 500, I think, Death Mask. Although I've never ever played it. My nephew keeps asking me if we can play two-player games on the Amiga. So I keep saying to him, yes, I will set up two Amigas with screens, and we'll play Stunt Car Racer and various other things together. But it's more of an FPS. Do the Vampire have built-in scanline emulation? Not that I know to, no. I think on the AGA emulation, if you like, that they're building into Gold 3, that the AGA has softened lines so that the screens look like they're on a CRT rather than very sharp like they are on an LCD. That's why when you play games on an LCD, modern LCD screen, they look a little bit blocky and chunky, whereas they didn't on the CRT. So I think they're doing softening the edges for the AGA. Now, whether it has scan lines or not, I don't know. I really don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if it's an option, to be honest. Nothing surprises me. I'm unsurprisable. Ooh, there's a box of something. Box of chocolates. What's that? Is that a door? Nope. Is that a door? Nope. What is that? Perhaps that's an unfinished thingamabob. Me and my brother used to play Stunt Car Racer over serial between two houses. We lived next to each other. It was great, very enjoyable. I would love to do that. I know you can even do it with an ST, can't you? So I could fire up the Atari ST and the Commodore and connect them together. That would be a bit of fun. Yeah, I use scan lines on my AGA Mark II. Yeah, I did have the Indyvision on my 1200, and I used it quite a bit, but I sold it a year or two ago. I'm trying to have a clear out of Amiga. Well, I'm trying to have a clear out of computer stuff at the minute. I've got too many. I've probably got 30 or 40 computers. So I'm trying to have a good sort and sell some of the duplicated stuff. I want to keep my Amiga system intact, Amigas intact, from the A1000 up to the 4000. Don't you go and give away your Amiga ST. Look, don't be making fun of the ST, and it's a Mega ST as well, by the way. No, I'm not. I won't give away, but I do have an ST FM, which I don't use, which can go. I have numerous 600s and various other things, so some of those can go. I've probably got 5 or 6 Commodore 64s. I only need one, so they can go. I'm just trying to rationalise what I have. I don't need so much stuff. I can't move for things, to be honest, and I can't find stuff. That's most irritating. I'll have a box full of stuff, put it down, and that's it. I'll never see it ever again. So that's my rationale behind it. Learn to read. What did you say? Nothing wrong with the ST. Are you going to Leeds on Saturday? I don't know, am I? Why? What's happening in Leeds? Don't you go and give away your Atari ST HIV. See, Glenson, I don't know why you hate STs so much. ST Envy, that's what that is. What's happening in Leeds then? Retro event, is it? Oh, I didn't know it was on. Which one is it? I know there's one in Blackpool next month, and I'm in Blackpool that weekend anyway. Oh, not being it. There's another. Oh, what's that? That must be the way out. Oh. Perhaps I should read the instructions. There. Retro not giveaway. It's on Amiibo. Oh, is it? I ain't been on Amiibo for ages. I'll have to pop back on Amiibo. I used to be on there all the time, but I haven't got round to it. I'm a pure Commodore man, but I make fun of people with ST and consoles. Well, yeah. Funnily enough, the guy I work with at work is a little bit older than me. We were chatting this afternoon at lunchtime, and we were talking about Lemmings for some reason. Oh, yeah, it's because of the Mario release on the new Nintendo thing. And he said to me, "It won't be as good as Lemmings that I used to play." I says, "All right." I said, "What did you play that on?" He says, "Oh, an Atari ST." I says, "Oh, yeah. You didn't play the proper version on the Amiga then?" He didn't quite know what to say. Ooh. Look, how do you quit this thing? Good, that'll do. Well, all retro computers is worth saving. Yes, they all are worth saving, absolutely. All I'm doing is sort of getting rid of the duplicates and triplicates. Hopefully other people will use them and have fun with them. All I can say about my stuff is I know it works. Let me try. Oh, I wonder why it does that. Draws the image, but it won't give me. Can you send them to Sweden? Well, I can, but the postage would be very high. I played Turrican 2 on Atari first. Real good memories. Yeah, I've stopped buying retro computers. I have too many now. Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Okay, yeah, very strange. I'm a bit disappointed. If I buy one of the Amigas you have, can you send them to Sweden? Well, I can send them to Sweden, yeah, but it's a lot of money to send them to Sweden. I don't know what Amigas I have to get rid of. Probably I've got 600 will be coming up next. I do have one with the Furia accelerator. I'll probably do that as a job lot bundle thing. And then I've probably got some 64s to get rid of, a couple of Spectrums. Maybe a 2000. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's complete, the 2000, without looking at it. I can't understand any of that, Glenson. I can barely understand English. Low bandwidth. What, again? Oh, that's a good opportune time to say goodnight. Oh no, it's got good bandwidth now. Bloody thing. Well, chaps, I'm going to say goodnight. It's, what time is it? It's about 7 minutes past 10 in the UK. It's my bedtime up early in the morning. God knows I need my beauty sleep. So I'll say cheerio, and we'll speak next time. Good night, boys and girls. Have fun. Take care.